Hello everyone and welcome to my first video. My name is WinkyN. Nice to meet you. And today we will be going on a bit of a tour of the upper buildings of this section of my creative world. As I said, we are in create mode, so just so you know. This is my create world, it's not my survival world, so if that's an issue for you, there you go. This is basically, I just want to share what I've been building with people. I think that it looks really cool. I just want to show people what I've been doing, and I figured this is the best way to do it. So, yes, this is my create world. My name's WinkyN. You can call me WinkyN. And here we go. So, that's my back. Our first stop on the tour is the community center. I just named it that. It's a community center. It's the best way to describe it. In here, we've got a lovely clock. Give it a spin. And when you first look to the right, boom, we've got some armor, we've got a book, we've got a torch. Right here we have the pool of knowledge. I called it that because this building is actually really just more like a library. And there was a naturally occurring pool under the land over here. So the water was already here, and I added the terracotta walls to make it look more like a pool. I will say this was like one of the first things I did, and I now know how to use water more effectively, so I may be redoing the water in here. That may be part of a future video, might not be, might be a little bit boring, but maybe I'll have a cool story to tell. So that's the water. This is the pool of knowledge. As I said, we'll probably fix that water because it's a little bit annoying to me. Up we go, close the trapdoors. Alright, so that's the pool of knowledge, and if you look to the left, you see there's a lovely little waiting area while you wait for the receptionist to let you in. Just sit here and say hi. And you look over here, it's the receptionist desk. Lovely little book here, give it a spin. I feel like you have to spin items in frames. It depends, actually, it depends. Sometimes there's a lot of items in frames. Over here, lectern with a book, some armor. All of the books are empty. I didn't take the time to write stuff in them. Although I could definitely do that. These are the only tridents that I have placed in this world at the moment. More lecterns. Lovely little bookshelf with a ladder so that you could reach the top if this was real. And a book in an item frame. And we're gonna head on up to the next floor. As you can see, I really like the prismarine bricks and prismarine blocks in general. I think they're really nice. I like aqua. In case you couldn't tell, if you look at my sleeve in the bottom corner over there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, see. I really like the color. So this is the second floor of the community center. It's, again, this is really just a library with no words in the books. But it's got some nice sitting areas. If this were a real library, I would definitely want to go here. Obviously it's not, but like if you don't think you would want to go read here, like, you're lying to yourself. Fun little nook of books under the stairs. Always wanted to put a bookshelf under stairs in real life, but Minecraft life will have to do for now. And this is the final floor of the community center. I imagine if this was a real library, this would be the floor about the wars of our people. I don't know why I keep clicking on the books. They're all empty. I know that. I'm the only one who has access to this, and I didn't write anything in books. But this is the third and final floor of the community center. Again, more books. Lots of armor around on the armor stands. I feel like this maybe is like a famous sword in the world. The Excalibur of our world, one might say. And of course, the most important part of any war, the discs. And a jukebox. Yeah, so that's the 3rd floor. And of course, there's skylights, because what is a building without natural light, am I right? And we go back down. Again, more light, more natural light. I really like the shroom lights. I think they're a nice color, and I think they're kind of fun. It's nice to have light from things that aren't just torches, in my personal opinion. Yeah, so that's the inside of the community center. However, as you can see, we've got some stuff on the side. We'll go over here first. So this is the stage. It's a community center, right? So this is where people would gather for competitions and such. Personally, I built this because Carl Jacobs, I was watching his stream where he did karaoke with his friends, and I saw their stage and I went, they need a better stage. I realized they're on an SMP and it's a lot harder to get resources, but I just wanted to make a nice stage. But also, if people would be interested, I think these are the bleachers. But also, if people would be interested, I think it'd be kind of fun to have like a subscriber or like follower talent show where the person who's performing goes and stands up there, and then everybody else stands on the bleachers and, you know, dances, jumping, headbanging. I just think it could be fun if people were interested, of course. It'd be kind of lame if nobody was. I would also have to learn how to let people in and stuff. And, I'm really new to Minecraft. I only just started playing like a couple weeks ago. I just really wanted to start sharing my building stuff. Yeah, so this is the fun part of the stadium. And here we have a semi-hidden door. I mean, nobody really looks at the back of a stadium, but it's not particularly hidden. It's, you know, aqua compared to orange. But in here we have, these chests have some stuff in them. They've got some ores and a whole bunch of coal, and that is because this entire outer rim is aligned, I guess it's the inner rim, is lined with blast furnaces, smokers, and crafting tables. It's like the secret survival room hidden in a entertainment place. And of course we have a jukebox over here with the discs, because I mean it's a stage, right? And, you know, where's the music coming from? Obviously it's not going to be on the stage. That's unprofessional. Real professionals keep their music in the stands. And if we go over to this side, we see the pool. So this pool is, you can see we've got some towels, we've got some tables with towels on them, and lots of shroom lights. My favorite thing about this pool is the waterfall. I just think it's a nice thing to have. I think everybody should have a waterfall in their pools. I think it's the best way to have a pool. Anyways, so that's the community center. It's the first place on our stop for today. And we'll just do a nice little aerial sweep around, and then we'll get on to the next buildings. This is the back. It's not particularly interesting from this side. And there you go. As you might have seen this, these 5 fences in the middle, I think it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, these 5 fences in the middle, I made them out of dark oak because I couldn't do the crimson fence and the warped fence. It would have been one more of one of them than the other one, and you will see as we enter more of my builds that symmetry is very important in my brain. So to have that would just have would have been horrible to me. So we've got the dark oak, 5 dark oaks in between the crimson and the warped fence. So here's our path. Connects all of the buildings in this section of my world at the moment. We've got the glowstone blocks lining the path. And as we go along here, this is just a path that goes up to some grass. It's not really that interesting. But over here we've got our beach. I realize there's a pool literally right there. The sun is setting, that's nice. But we've got our beach towels, some umbrellas, little benching, sitting areas over there. You can see. I'll head over and sit on one. Sit under the shade. Wow. Lovely day at the beach. Lovely night at the beach, actually. That's a nice sunset. And now it's nighttime. So, this is the point of all the glowstone. This is the point of all the glowstone and the shroom lights. You can actually see where you are in the dark. And so we'll continue down our pathway. Oh, it's bright over there. So this building, this is our portal pyramid. It's not really a portal pyramid, but it's made out of the lovely, lovely smooth quartz, which I also really like. And we go in, there's our portal. Around it, a whole bunch of chests. They're all empty because this is a creative world, and so I don't actually need to have anything because I have the entire inventory at my fingertips. However, if I ever do switch this into a survival mode or something, these would be filled with all sorts of useful things because, as we know, the nether can be dangerous. So we continue on down this pathway, and over here we've got a lovely little drop off straight into swimming. Wow, look at the icebergs. Looks really funny when they run through the water. Yeah, so nice little water port over there. And then we go this way. Continue down the glowstone pathway. And you see, oh look, there's another set of steps that leads into the water. Whatever could that be for? Well, this, my friends, is my harbor. There's lots of boats. So, you know, if anybody comes here and they want a boat somewhere, they can get a boat. And then swim out into the ocean. And then boat out into the ocean. Where's that iceberg over there, maybe? Or they could go off of this side and go that way. Yeah, so that's the harbor. And this is the main house. As you can see, there's more glowstone inside of the house. This is the front entrance at nighttime. I'm sure it'll be day pretty soon. So we'll head in first. Alright, so we've got the lovely oak doors and some flowers in item frames. You're going to see that I really like the stained glass, especially in creative mode, because you don't have to gather the dyes to make it. Yeah, so this is the front entrance on the inside. Lovely glowstone, some lovely stained glass. Most of the stained glass in this house is actually based off of the flowers in the game. So this one's a dandelion. As you can see, you have the yellow and then the green for the leaves. That's the sky. Then there are things that are just nice colors, like this isn't a flower. I guess it could be a cornflower if you really wanted it to be. Yeah, so right over here we have my beet farm. I have lots of beets. They're actually probably ready for farming right now, but we're not going to do that because I'm doing it to her. My lovely beet farm. I'm sure Dwight Schrute would be very proud of me. Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica gym. And we've got more flowers in item frames as well as more stained glass. And then around the beet farm we actually have crops in the item frames because this is where the crops go. It helps with organization. So this is actually the one of the few chests in this house that actually has items in it. And that's just where my crops go. The rest of them are empty. See. Yeah, so this is one of the side entrances. You can see we've got the books, we have the ladders up the books, and we've got some flowers. This flower up here in This flower made out of the glass is, of course, a poppy, as demonstrated by the poppies in front of it. And we've got the books and such. As you can see, if there were people coming in, there's lots of storage space, because they could store their items in here, and then they don't have to worry about losing them if they were to have an unfortunate fall. Although, actually, what they're for is no fighting in the house, so, you know, weapons and such have to go into storage. I mean, I guess there's still the good old fists, but we would hope that they would follow the rules of the house. Of course, there are no people, so it doesn't really matter. If you climb up those ladder, you can stand on top of the flowers and look out at the lovely Iceland. You can look over at the lovely glacier over there. I have some ideas in mind to build like an ice castle, probably on this part, and there's a little patch of ice a little bit farther back. Maybe build an ice bar over there. Could be fun. And we go down. And in this corner right here, got a little sitting area. If this were real life, you know, you have to sit to eat your meals. You can just have a little sit down with your family or friends, have your meal. Of course, this is Minecraft, so you don't really have to sit to eat. And over here, you can see we got another table with more frames. Just lots of sitting areas. You can look out the windows. Look at that tree. Look at that ocean and glow path. And this side is almost exactly the same as that side, except for the flowers are in different places. As I said earlier, I really, really like symmetry, and you will see that it's a common theme throughout all of my builds. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, so that's the other entrance. Once again, lots of chests, store your weapons, no attacking people in the house. You know, if I were to have people over. The sun is rising. That's nice. So that's the main floor of this house. Once again, all the chests are empty except for that one. And we're gonna go up to the second floor. So the second floor, we got some books here. More flowers in frames, more stained glass, more empty chests. The second floor, in my mind, is the tool crafting floor. So as you can see, we've got a ton of blast furnaces. There's nothing in them. I should put some iron ore in them maybe, just for fun. And so we've got a ton of blast furnaces, we've got grindstones, we have anvils, crafting tables, just all the essentials. I realize that it's a bit of overkill to have so many things, because, you know, multiple people can use them at once. However, you know, it looks nice to have lots of things. Once again, dandelions in the corners. This could be a tulip if you really wanted it to be. Most of the decoration on this floor is tools in frames. And then there are some flowers in frames. The flowers in the frames on the sides are actually because the number of tools there are don't actually line up very well with the number of blocks that I've made this section by. So I had to space it out with flowers a little bit so that it would look nicer. So if this, you know, if you could actually read books in the bookshelves, these books I would think would be about like crafting, how to craft. They're the secret manuals, what do they call them? The recipe book. The recipe book for making tools and such. Or the rules, whatever you want to call them. More empty chests. Over here we've got another sitting area, just where you can sit, look out at the icebergs. Sit with your friends. If I had friends over here. And another stained glass, and a lot of books. Now we go up to the 3rd floor, which is the main floor of the house. Well, no, it's the master bedroom, one might say. So this is the back window of the master bedroom. So we've got glowstones, lovely flower wall, ton of blast furnaces and smokers, and more flower-themed art, more flower-themed stained glass. I just really like the stained glass. It's a nice way to let light in, and it's nice colors. I really like colors, you know, in case you couldn't tell. It shouldn't be that surprising that I have so many colors, but if you are surprised, well, sorry. Anyway, so once you look away from this wall, we've got the bookshelves, some flowers on the bookshelves, and the armor, of course, because you gotta have armor when you're staying safe. As I said, this is create mode, so it's not really intense. I don't really need anything, but once again, we have the tools as the decor in the item frames. And then on the sides, we've got some barrels that are empty again, bookshelves, enchantment tables. This is a jukebox, upgrades, cartography table, and of course crafting tables. Over here, this chest has my discs in it. Of course, very necessary. And on this side, we have the exact same thing. Barrels, books, enchantment table. This is actually a note block, not a jukebox. Upgrades, cartography tables, crafting tables. This side has a crossbow though, which the other side doesn't. And an empty chest, because all the discs are over there by the jukebox. Up here we've got my bed. Well, actually my 4 beds. Lots of room for cuddles. Yeah, so up here's the bed, bedside tables. Good for putting your items in overnight. Respawn point set. So now it's daytime. And we got some nice flowers by the bed as well. That's the main floor of this house, or that's the main bedroom of this house. That's actually all the main floors of this house. However, there is, in fact, a secret tunnel in this house that leads to a series of secret rooms before you get to the real room. Comment below where you think the tunnel is. Unless you've already seen the tunnel video, then that's cheating. That will be my next video that comes out. The secret rooms of the WinkyN SMP. Just kidding, it's not an SMP. Secret rooms of the WinkyN creative mode world. Yes, so we'll do a flyby of the house. Nice little fly around. Better view of all my stained glass. Oh, I'm in a tree. Lovely view. This is where the staircase is, otherwise I definitely would have put glass there. But it's not really an available spot. And the side again. Looks so cool from the outside. Wait, and then we get back to the front. Oops. Back to the front. Yeah, so that's the main buildings on the upper level of my creative world. Next video will be a tour through the tunnels, which maybe doesn't sound that interesting, but I do think it's actually really cool. I have quite an interest in making hidden rooms. I think it's fun. And then the video after that will probably be what I've done in the Nether so far, which includes underwater building at the moment. Currently working on making it into a bit more of a city, and 2 other portals that I haven't really done much with, but have a lot of potential. Yeah, so we've got a lot planned for the future. Hopefully I can keep this up. I am a student, so it's probably not going to be any regular uploads at all. Yeah, so next video, the tunnels of the WinkyN Mansion. See you guys next time. Have a good week.